guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming on my lunch break for work because I had a bit of a difficult morning at work. I had to deal with something that I don't usually have to deal with, and it was a lot. But I received 2 parcels today, so I thought to cheer myself up and to open them on camera, that is what I would do on my lunch break. So I received this parcel from Amazon, which I think has been a gift because I did not order anything. So I'm very excited to open this one on camera because I very rarely do that. And I also received this massive hunker chunk of a parcel from Waterstones, and I know what's in this and I know why I ordered like this massive thing, even though I'm on a book buying ban, and I am also going to sort of get into that in a minute, but I really want to open the Amazon parcel, so I'm going to do that first. So I'm always really bad at doing this on camera. See, I broke it. Okay. Yes! So I put this on my wish list after finishing the Radium Girls because it gives me the same kind of vibe in terms of it being sort of non-fiction and feminist related, but it's not just about like being a better feminist, it's about something specific in history that happened, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this. So it's The Untold Lives of the Women Killed by Jack the Ripper by Hallie Rubenhold, and like I said, I've heard nothing but amazing things. So let's see who it's from. So it's from Victoria, from What Victoria Read, and I thought it was going to be from Victoria because I saw her tweet yesterday to say that it's really fun buying things off of other people's wish lists, and I was just, as soon as it arrived through the door, I was a bit like, coincidence? But it says, congratulations on 900 subscribers. It's an amazing milestone and I'm so proud of you. This book is incredible and I really hope you enjoy it. From What Victoria Read. And now I feel really soft and squishy inside. So thank you so much, Victoria, for your lovely gift note and obviously the book. And I'm really excited to get to this one soon because I think I might listen to it on audiobook, as I like to listen to my non-fiction on audiobook. And I haven't listened to an audiobook in ages, so I've been like missing them, and I was actually looking earlier this morning to see which audiobooks I could listen to that are also on like my physical TBR, and I know that this is going to be the one. Also, the cover is so gorgeous. It's sort of got that kind of like newspapery kind of vibe going on. Am I allowed to call in sick to work after my lunch break and be like, sorry, I want to listen to an audiobook instead? I also realised that you can't, it's not focusing on it. There we go, so pretty. So next we have got this massive hunker chunk of a parcel from Waterstones, and I want to quickly talk about feeling guilty about buying things and feeling guilty about breaking my book buying ban and all of that stuff. So the reason why I've made a very big purchase at Waterstones is because my mum got given like a love to shop gift voucher when she took out her life insurance policy ages ago, and I gave her £100 for it because she didn't really have much use for it, but she kind of needed the money, and I thought, you know what, Waterstones is on there. When things finally open, I can treat myself and go book shopping. However, I did not realise that it had an expiry date on it, and my mum reminded me. So then I realised I basically had to spend £100 all in one go online at Waterstones, and because I've recently been on a book buying ban, the entire time I was adding books to my basket, I just felt guilty the entire time I was doing it. But since making the purchase and it arriving today, I've kind of sat down with myself and told myself that I work hard for the money I earn, and I work hard to enjoy the things I enjoy, and one of those things is books. So why am I beating myself up and making myself feel guilty for life's pleasures, you know? And I feel like in society there's this thing that you have to work really hard to enjoy something, and that's just not the case. You're allowed to enjoy things without having some other equation before it, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be like, oh, because I've enjoyed this, I then have to do this, or or, you know, I have to do this before I can enjoy things. Like, no. But I'm now going to stop rambling about enjoyment and the meaning of life, and I'm going to open this and share with you guys what books I bought. So rather than buying loads of massive books that was just going to stress me out, I decided to buy quite a few plays because I really enjoy reading plays, as you know. However, I never find myself reaching to buy them because they're very expensive for a very small amount of, you know, pages and something that you sometimes read in one sitting. I know that a lot of people feel the same way about graphic novels, so I thought I would treat myself to a few plays, because I've also been trying to sort of diversify my play reading, because I've realised that all of the plays up until now that I think I've read have all been by white straight men, which isn't good. So I'm really excited to share with you which ones I have picked. There are also a few other books in here, so it's not just plays. So let's just grab one out. And the first one she brings out is by a white straight male. Well, I think it's straight, I'm not 100% sure. But I decided to treat myself to Blood Brothers by Willie Russell, as we performed this in school and it was a story I absolutely adored. It basically follows two separate boys living in Liverpool, one who lives with a sort of rich family and one who is on the poorer side of sort of living, and they are actually twin brothers. But the story is so interesting, and I remember it being very sort of topical, I think is all I can really think of. So I cannot wait to delve back into this one and revisit this story. What have we got next? Yeah! So next we've got The Lamplighter by Jackie Kay, and I got this recommendation of this play from Olivia, from Olivia's Catastrophe. Actually, quite a few of these recommendations have come from Olivia and also Victoria, from what Victoria read, because they are both avid play readers. And I don't really remember this one. I do know that Jackie Kay is a Black Scottish writer, and I do believe that this play follows 4 women and 1 man throughout the play, sort of retelling their lives that they lived through slavery. It sounds like it could be incredibly heart-wrenching, informative, just so many things. So I cannot wait to get to this one, like I said, and it will help diversify my play reading because it's been very bad so far. And next we have got Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman, which is obviously adapted from Mallory Blackman's novel, but this play is by Dominic Cook, and I haven't actually read Noughts and Crosses yet, but when I saw this on the Waterstones website, I thought it'd be a very interesting alternative, I maybe want to say, as Noughts and Crosses I do believe is a young adult dystopian trilogy or series, and I know that some people have said that when they've read it now they haven't really enjoyed it as much. On the other hand, there are some people that love it, so I thought that obviously reading the play would give me both the story of Noughts and Crosses in a format that I love. Yeah, I'm just really excited to pick this one up and see what I think of it. Okay, next we have got all pretty big looking books, which is kind of terrifying to me. Oh yay! I finally treated myself to a copy of An Inspector Calls by J.B. Priestley, and this one says "and other plays," which I didn't realise when I bought it, so that's even more exciting. But I would say An Inspector Calls is probably one of my favourite plays. As we did it in school, I did my coursework on An Inspector Calls, and I got full marks because I was just obsessed. I thought it was amazing. So I'm very excited to obviously reread this play and also read some of his other plays because it's multiple. Okay, and then we have got, oh, it's a book! So one of the books I did treat myself to was The Emperor's Babe by Bernardine Evaristo, who is also obviously the author of Girl, Woman, Other, but both Shah and Caris have read this one recently as it came in a Books That Matter subscription box, and they both loved it, and it's also written in verse, and that's why I decided to pick this one up, because A, it sounded really interesting, and B, I want to read more novels in verse, and I know they both got through it really quickly, so I knew I'd feel less bad about breaking my book buying ban with this book. I've actually kind of forgotten some of the things that I bought. Oh yes, so this is, you can't see because it's really out of focus and the font is really small, but it's The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde and Other Plays. So if you watch my videos, then you probably know that The Picture of Dorian Gray is possibly my favourite classic of all time, alongside Frankenstein, both great books, but it's actually the only works by Oscar Wilde that I've read, mainly because it's his only novel possibly, but I love plays, so I find it weird that I haven't read any of his plays. I think I have seen The Importance of Being Earnest performed at the Edinburgh Fringe with my mum, but that was so long ago I've completely forgotten what it's about, so I obviously wanted to pick up some of his plays, and I thought this would be a great place to start. I'm so excited about all of the plays, yes! Okay, what is this? Ooh, it's a book. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about this one, but it's The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and I bought this for a specific reason, but I cannot tell you why I've bought this. Some people may be able to guess, but that's all I'm going to say. It's a retelling, I believe, of something. I don't know a lot, and I kind of want that, like, going into this. But yes, I bought this for a reason, and I cannot tell you why. Yeah. So next we have got, it's massive. Why is it so big? Angels in America by Tony Kushner. So I first got the recommendation to read or pick up this play by Shah from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books, and she had to read it for one of her modules at university, and then Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe recently read it, and like I always say, we have a very similar reading taste, and she loved it, so I knew I had to buy this one. But it's massive for a play. Why is it that big? I do believe it's in parts 1 and 2, which is interesting, but it's still big for a play. But it's soft, and it smells good, and it's really pretty, and I'm so excited. And the only thing I know about this is that it's set in America in the mid-1980s during the AIDS crisis, and again, that's all I want or need to know going in, but it's another play that I was hoping was going to sort of diversify my, play reading in terms of topics and authors, and all of that stuff. I'm so happy. I love all of the books. This was the best idea ever. So I've got one more. So I decided to treat myself to a new release. This is a lovely hardback. It's a non-fiction book called The Interior Silence by Sarah Sands, and it shares 10 lessons from monastic life, because recently I've been really getting into the sort of, the meditation, yoga, Zen life, basically, energy, auras, all of that stuff. And this just sort of really spoke to me. And also when I read the synopsis of this, I do believe the 10 lessons from monastic life sort of travel through time and all over the world. So it's not from one specific monastery or one specific area or one specific person. It's from all over the world, throughout time. And as an archaeologist and person who's interested in history, that again also really spoke to me. So this I am also really excited about, and might start reading it straight away. So those are all of the books that I got from Waterstones during my sort of massive breaking my book buying ban, but because I kind of had to, but also because I wanted to, and I no longer feel bad because looking at these is just bringing me so much joy. None of them are overly that big, and I'm excited about every single one of them for different reasons. And of course, the lovely gift that Victoria sent me from What Victoria Read, and I just needed this today, and it was so nice, and I'm so glad I got to share it with you guys too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!